Guess what? It's time for the Dog Weekly News. So for 6 decades now, the monks of Skeet in America have been breeding German Shepherd dogs. And they don't just do it as a breeding program, they do it as a community service as well. They offer a fabulous training program for people to bring their dogs to, but also they sell their dogs out into the community and further afield after they've been thoroughly trained and worked with. And these monks have done this for over 6 decades now and have such a passion for the animals, and they put it down to God. And they say that the attributes of a dog, of compassion and love, are actually the same as God's attributes as well. So they thoroughly connect with the animals because of their relationship with God too. These monks have got a wonderful book out actually, which I read quite a long time ago, called The Monks of Skeet, which is Skeet, and it's a brilliant read. It's about their lives, about the dogs, but it's also how they train and nurture their dogs as well. And they really help their local community by doing this as well. It's a fabulous thing that they do. Now the first dog-friendly cruise ships are coming. This is going to start late in 2025, probably around September time, and be sailing out of Tampa in Florida in America. And they're going to offer on the ships a certain amount of rooms where you can bring your dog on board as well. Don't know if that's going to be every room on the ship for a certain cruise, so there's a lot of dogs on board, or whether it will just be service dogs, but it looks like it's going to be for people who want to bring their pets on a cruise with them. Not sure about that one really, but hey, why not? Now another story from America. A passenger got onto a plane with their assistance dog, but it wasn't just like a smallish dog, it was a giant Great Dane. So it took up a lot of space, and a lot of the passengers around the person complained. They were saying it might be an assistance dog to that person, but it's causing us a lot of stress. So how do we feel about dogs on planes? I think it's absolutely fine. I think when it's a giant dog like that, it could be an issue, I suppose, to people who aren't particularly dog friendly or keen on dogs being around. But yeah, it's an issue of contention, I suppose, for people who don't like dogs. But for me, I'd love it. I'd prefer the plane to be full of dogs than people. Oh, cheers. Now the Sun newspapers online, actually, Sun Online has done a report this week on a mother dog bringing her puppy to a vet. I mean, this is absolutely astounding, to be honest, that dogs are that intelligent, they can work these things out. Now we don't know if this is a street dog and she'd had a puppy and the puppy got into real distress and was pretty much dying, to be honest, and so the mum picked up the puppy by the scruff of the neck like they do and carried her to the vets and got to the door of the vets and basically made enough attention for the vets to come out and then take the puppy in, and the mum obviously, and the mum watched on as the vets battled to save the little puppy, and they got the puppy up on the table and they did what they needed to do, and they even used a hairdryer to put some warmth back into the pup. Whether it was a fully newborn or slightly older than that, we're not sure. It looked a little bit bigger than a newborn, but who knows. So the puppy got revived and then obviously kept in and given all the right treatment, and the mum as well. And now mum and pup are doing really, really well, and they've been put up for rescue. So hopefully somebody's going to take them on and rescue them. What a lovely story, and what a clever mum to save her puppy like that. Brilliant. Now, in the Bronx in America, a man has been extremely brave, and he was walking his little staffy along, and a guy coming the other way, it looked quite like they were getting on okay at first. The dog gave a little bark, and then the man pulled out a machete and went to go for the dog. Now, the man protecting his beautiful little dog sort of tried to fend off the guy, and during the attack, the poor guy, the victim who owned the dog, lost 3 fingers. He had 3 fingers cut off by this machete, which is just awful, isn't it? And the guy got away, so they haven't caught him yet, and that's in the Bronx in America. Awful story, but what a good hero for saving his dog. And he said he'd do it again if he had to. Now, since the knee-jerk reaction of banning the XL Bully in the UK, now in Scotland, the police have come out saying it's costing them over 25 million in the last year because of the XL Bully ban. Now, they're putting that down to police officers being called out to deal with these dogs. They're putting it down to kennel costs and feeding, obviously, of the dogs that they've taken in. And also monitoring it and looking after them in that way. So the police are actually put it down as a negative by the sounds of it, the way where they've said the report. So it's costing the taxpayer, really, isn't it, £25 million a year to deal with the XL Bully ban, where they could have gone about it in a totally different way, but kind of read what you sow, I suppose, don't you? Yeah, so the XL Bully issue that the police talked about, actually it's been reported now that the XL Bully attacks have gone up in the last year, which makes no sense at all. But we do know it's down to ownership. Of course, people who own these dogs, there's so many out there, there's probably more out there that are actually brilliant owners, and you never hear a thing, but we hear these 1 or 2 incidents which are absolutely awful and shocking. And but yeah, so they're saying it's actually not really worked. And also now they're going on to the Cane Corso. I've reported on that over the last week or two, that they're going to be the new picked on dog, the new breed, the new demon breed, so I say, which is terrible again because it's down to ownership. I mean, you've got Congo, he's here with me now, there he is, hanging out with all of his little mates. And yeah, so Jack Fincham, who's a very popular Love Island, I don't watch it myself, but Love Island contestant from the past, and also quite high profile on social media, has just been jailed because he let his Cane Corso attack someone. Apparently it wasn't the first incident, there have been incidents before it, but this time it was deemed bad enough that that he got put in prison for owning a dangerous dog. I haven't heard what happened to the dog. Unfortunately, a lot of these dogs are destroyed when they've been involved in a violent attack. And again, it's before you buy a breed, you just got to research and do all the work on it, and know that you can handle a breed like that. And also, they are an incredibly loving dog. You just got to know how to handle them and what environments to put them into. So yeah, Jack Fincham's in prison because he was didn't teach his dog well enough. And I have to say, it's absolutely awful for the victims of a violent dog. It's just, you know, whether you're walking a small dog and another dog attacks their dog, you know, or a person, it is the most awful thing to have happen to someone, because you're just walking along, minding your own business, having a lovely time out with your own dog, and then suddenly this happens, and you just think, wow. And I really feel in this country, and maybe in other Western countries as well, that we need to, before we own a dog, go on some courses, maybe have a behaviourist teach you how to look after the breed that you bought and learn about the breed. But ultimately it's down to the owner to really know what they're buying into and what breed they're buying, and the breed traits, so you can exercise and you can teach and you can train them in the way that they are born to be, because they're all born for a job and a role. And if we don't embrace that and know about it, then the poor dogs get frustrated and all these bad things happen, and it's awful when it does. Now, a very cute report's come out of Moscow. One of the weather girls over there was doing the weather report on live TV, and a dog just turned up out of nowhere and jumped up on her lap and started snuggling with her. It was like a cockapoo type breed, and it was just very, very cute. You can find all these videos on YouTube or online if you look for them. And yeah, it's very cute. This little dog just totally interrupts the live feed and gets all the attention. Very nice. The world's tallest dog obviously would probably be a Great Dane, wouldn't it? Which it was, called Kevin. What a great name. I love it when dogs have normal human names. And so Kevin lived in Iowa in America, and he was deemed by the Guinness World Record as being the world's tallest dog. So when he was standing on his back legs, he was way above his owner's head. And huge Great Dane. But sadly he passed away of old age, which is really sad. So yeah, rest in peace, Kevin. So thank you so much for watching today's news, and if you like it, please like and subscribe, and you'll get more notifications about when I do more. And I'll be releasing another video on Sunday of one of the dog walks that we go on. So take care, see you soon, bye.